There are growing questions, and we still don't know the full scope of this, about what the hell were police doing during the 40 to 60 minute period that the 18-year-old Uvalde, Texas shooter was in the school. Now, this is not about criticizing police. It's about thinking critically about the supposed solutions that Republicans say would be solutions. We need to think about whether that makes any sense, given what we are now learning took place in Uvalde, Texas. We are now learning that while the gunman was inside the school for 40 to 60 minutes, after being confronted by an armed officer, police were just outside stopping parents desperate from going in to try to stop the shooter. Now, you could say, well, those parents could have gotten themselves killed. True. But why weren't the police in the school? Why weren't the police actually doing something during those 40 to 60 minutes that would have had an impact? We now have footage. OK, there is now footage of armed police outside the school during the shooting, pinning a man believed to be a parent to the ground. OK, take a look at this. And you see here, police have a guy pinned to the ground. That's not the shooter. That's believed to be a parent or some kind of school employee desperate to go in and do something because the police weren't. Okay, I think you get the idea. Department of Public Safety Director Steve McCraw told reporters that 40 to 60 minutes elapsed from when the gunman opened fire until when the tactical team got in and shot the gunman. According to two officials, the shooter went into a classroom and locked the door. Police on scene left him in there. When Border Patrol showed up, they couldn't break down the door. And after 40 to 60 minutes, a member of the school staff unlocked the classroom door with a key. So we're still getting the details here. This is increasingly being looked at. What on earth happened? But my point is less about, listen, we need to investigate why police did what they did. There are anecdotal reports, and it's still early, but there are anecdotal reports that the reason it was Border Patrol ultimately was that the police on scene were refusing to go in. Now, it's an assertion that's been made, and we want to be really careful and make sure we know what actually happened. But the question we need to grapple with here is, if this is what trained police did, how on earth do we think that armed civilians in the schools are the solution? Armed teachers or armed janitors or armed lunch ladies? It doesn't make any sense. And so we need to figure out the specifics of what happened here for sure. But there are a lot of other questions that remain unanswered, bigger picture about what should be done. If you're using traditional toilet paper and paper towels, you're probably cutting down trees from North American old growth forests. And I've talked about before, we don't want to be doing that. Also, they come wrapped in single-use plastic. That's also a mess. And the solution is Real Paper. This is a sponsor I feel great about. Real Paper makes paper towels and toilet paper from fast-growing bamboo, not from virgin tree fibers from forests. Using bamboo prevents soil erosion. It prevents habitat loss, and importantly, it's a major impact on carbon. Real Paper also uses no plastic packaging. So we often talk about what can we do? Corporations need to do many things, but what can we do to help the environment? This is an easy thing, and I made the switch to Real Paper at home. I can't tell the difference. Everybody buys toilet paper. Everybody buys paper towels. This is one you can actually feel good about. And you can use the code PACMAN for 30% off your first shipment when you sign up for a subscription at realpaper.com/PACMAN. The link is down below.